All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. This is Micah chapter 6, starting at verse 1. All right, and the main point I'm going to get is really going to be in verse 8, but I'm going to start at verse 1. All right, so it says, Hear ye now the Lord, or what the Lord Yahweh saith, Arise, contend thou before the mountains, and let the hills hear thy voice. Hear ye, O mountains, Yahweh's controversy, and strong foundations of the earth. For Yahweh hath a controversy with his people, and he will plead with Israel. O my people, what have I done unto thee? And wherein have I wearied thee? Testify against me. All right, this is the prophet Micah, all right, who the Lord sent to go prophesy. All right. It says, For I have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed thee out of the house of servants. And I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. O my people, remember now what Balak, king of Moab, consulted, and what Balaam, the son of Beor, answered him from Shittim unto Gilgal, that ye may know the righteousness of the Lord. So, and this is basically what we do when we go out there. All right, when we're prophesying to our people. All right, like it tells you in Proverbs, wisdom crieth without. Okay, basically saying, how long will you love simplicity? You know, and basically, how long are you going to remain rebellious? And we bring to remembrance the things the Lord did for us. All right, we bring to remembrance how the Lord delivered us out of Egypt. All right, and how He delivered us out of the hands of our enemies, but yet our people are still, rebellious. The scriptures say they basically close their ears and they draw back the shoulder. Like you try to call onto them and they don't want to hear it. Okay. It says verse 6, Wherewith shall I come before Yahweh and bow myself before the high power? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of a year old? All right, because that was a part of the customary, all right, things, but the main thing the Lord really wanted was the sincerity behind the offering. All right, and that's why the Lord did away with the animal sacrifices and all of that, because there was no sincerity in it anymore. Israel just kept taking advantage of it. All right, and then they started just premeditating and just, all I gotta do is just offer this blood, just offer this animal. And so the scriptures tell you in the book of Psalms that what the Lord desires a broken and contrite spirit. That is the sacrifice, man. Okay, and us making our bodies a living sacrifice upon the altar when we go out there and teach. That is the sacrifice the Lord is looking for now, because that not everybody can do that. See, offering up the animals and calves and all that, anybody can do that. All right, concerning within the nation of Israel, but concerning going out there and making your body a living sacrifice, that takes true sincerity. You see, so that is the true sacrifice and the true offering. Verse 7, Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, or with 10,000s of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, and the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? All right. And it tells you, what did Samuel tell Saul? He said, have the Lord have delight in burnt offerings. All right. Roughly paraphrasing, as in obedience, it is better to obey than to sacrifice. Okay. Verse 8. This is the main point. He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth Yahweh require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy power. That's it. Okay, it tells you in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, the whole duty of man is to fear the Lord and to keep his commandments. That's all the Lord requires, man. Okay, he's not asking you to go to the moon and back and go to hell and back. No, he look, the Lord has given us the blueprint, and all he requires is that we follow it. All right, to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with him, because it doesn't make sense looking at it. All right, we understand why we go off, because we're in these chains of darkness. But if the Lord delivered you, all right, and he's doing right by you, he's providing for you and all of that. out of nowhere, you just want to go get idols and start worshiping them and start going off and all of that. It's just like, it's always on our part that we mess up. When what the Lord requires us to do isn't even anything out of this world. It's really for our benefit. Okay? But I'm gonna run through these precepts, fairly quickly for lack of time. This is Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish. Because look, man, this is all the Lord requires. But because our people are so gone, they can't even do that. All right, for my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, meaning they're stupid, and they have none understanding. See, they don't understand why they have to do the things that the Lord is telling them to do, and especially not now. That's why they don't do it. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Okay, that's our people, man. But that's why they don't have understanding, because if they did have understanding, they would see that they can gain much more from following the Lord than from disobeying the Lord. Okay, this is Proverbs 6 verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, an heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief. All right, and that's Jake, man. And you see, one thing leads to another, man. Okay, that's how it goes, man. One thing leads to another. You shed innocent blood, you're gonna lie about it. You know, in today's society, somebody, like a gangbanger kills somebody that's innocent or whatever. He has, they look at him like he's some OG. All right, then you see him with that proud look on his face. All right. In his mind, he devises wicked imaginations, and he accomplishes it with his feet that are swift to go do them. All right. But I'm going to move on from there. You can keep reading on down. Proverbs 11 verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. All right. Why were they blinded? Because what? They weren't willing, all right, to follow what the Lord said, man. Okay. They weren't willing to do what the Lord required, man. They didn't want to do justly. They didn't want to love mercy and to walk humbly. So the Lord said, I'm not going to show you mercy then. That's why the rest of them were blinded. Only the election have obtained it, because they're the ones who the Lord showed mercy to. Okay. Moving on. This is Romans 8 verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willing, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope. So the Most High, not that he, like the elder apostle Tahar went through, not that he made us sin, but he didn't make us perfect, so we were still subject to sin. That's like inventing a robot or a machine that you don't program it to be immune to malfunctions. So you don't necessarily program the robot to malfunction, but you didn't program it to not be able to not malfunction. So from time to time, it will have certain malfunctions because you didn't make it perfect. All right. So what? We were subject to vanity, to going off, not willingly. But the difference between the elect and the non-elect is that the elect, non-willingly, when they go off, they're quick to repent and to try and stay on the right path, man. They're like that computer that malfunctions, but what? It reboots and it starts again. All right. So every now and then it'll malfunction, but it'll keep working. But the other computers, or the non-elect, they malfunction and they just shut down. Virus. Okay. And that's why the Lord is going to do away with them. What good is a computer that's beyond repair? A computer that malfunctions from time to time, you can repair it. But a computer that just completely gives up and shuts down after malfunctioning, you just throw it out. All right. Last precept. This is 1 John chapter 5 verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. Okay, so you want to say you love God and all this, and that's what makes it even worse. That's why the Lord said, with their lips they do honor me, but their heart is far from you, and their works are far from it, man. All right, with their mouth, you're doing wickedness. You're being wicked, but you're out here calling yourself loving the Lord. But you're not doing what the Lord requires, man. I just read it. The love of the Lord is keeping His commandments. Of course, we can't do it perfectly now, but at least try to the best of your ability. All right. That's what the Lord requires, man. And look, you if a man's ways please the Lord, He maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him, man. The Lord will deal with you as long as you deal with Him, man. Okay? Because the Lord is done dealing with everybody, and no. That's all. That's true, man. That's why this time He's only coming for His elect. All right. But with that, I'm gonna say shalom. Until next time, shalom.